Hello, and welcome to Thursday Thoughts. My name is Megan Mitchell, and I'm here today representing Livable City, that awesome organization that brings you citywide open streets events such as Sunday Streets and Play Streets. Before I get started, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Sonic. And for those of you joining us, feel free to enter your questions in the comments. Joining me today is Fay Darmawi. Fay is one of our board members, and she's also a San Francisco community-driven rock star. As a founder and executive director of the San Francisco Urban Film Fest, founded in 2014, Fay's mission is to leverage the power of storytelling to discuss and address urgent urban issues. Welcome, Fay.
Thank you, Megan.
Now, tell us, how can we create a sense of community in the time of COVID?
Well, as you know, COVID has limited our ability to do large screenings in public assembly. So the SF Urban Film Fest has responded by doing some virtual events, and it's been pretty well received. Again, the power of storytelling, the power of film, even if you're watching it by yourself, you tend to share your experiences with people. So one of the ways that we're sharing film is to actually post on our website. Back here, you can see the webpage. We have a couple of films that are streaming on our website. Those are some films that we screened in our February festival. We're also doing virtual panel discussions as members only events. And we're in residency with Yerba Buena Center for the Arts. So we did an exhibition about the census and had produced a few films and posted them on the YBCA website and on social media about the work of Code Tenderloin and Imprint City in trying to get folks to respond to the census. So there's a couple of ways that we can keep community going virtually, but obviously it's not the same as being in the real world with everybody.
Amazing. How and why did you start the San Francisco Urban Film Festival?
I started the SF Urban Film Fest bootstrapped on my own in 2014. It's grown to about 5 people, but when I started it because I was frustrated with the affordable housing industrial complex. My actual original profession is affordable housing finance. And as you know, the affordable housing crisis has only gotten worse. And part of the reason why I think that's happening is because we don't have a housing movement. And with the power of storytelling and film, we can gather a lot of people to talk about and discuss housing and act together and be inspired to produce more housing everywhere.
Awesome. And how have you grown?
Right. So I started doing the festival on my own. And in the meantime, we've become a core collective of 5 folks. And we represent many different fields, and we like to work multidisciplinary. So we have 2 filmmakers, we have an urban planner, we have an academic, he's a professor of philosophy and African American studies. And then we have me, and I do housing finance on the one hand and documentary film on the other.
Very cool. And how are you responding to COVID-19?
I think I talked a little bit about that in the opening, yes. But yes, so most of our stuff is in the virtual world, but we're trying to do sort of like move out into the real world a little bit and exploring projecting film onto buildings and in multiple places so that no one sort of like hangs around in one place for very long, to inspire folks to take a fresh look at their city, but in a socially distant way.
Very cool. And what comparisons can you make between the San Francisco Urban Film Festival and Livable City?
Well, I think that's really about community, and that's why I am on the board of Livable City, because both SF Urban Film Fest and Livable City try to plan and organize our events centering community. So everything that we do reflects the desires and aspirations of the communities that we work in, and the activities that we plan really celebrate our heritage, our food, our dance, our desire to be with family and friends, our understanding of how the city works and how we can advocate for those who are most vulnerable. All our activities are around health and healing. And those are all the things that we desire as human beings. We relate to each other on that basis. And once we can do that, we can create really strong communities.
I love that. And where in like which specific San Francisco communities can we expect to see you coming to next?
Well, building on the SF Urban Film Fest work in the Bayview, we've been working with young community developers and Imprint City, as I said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll probably find us in the Bayview trying to produce these outdoor projection events with a couple of like interactive storytelling, technologically driven activities. I don't actually know what that's going to look like, but what we were trying to do in the Bayview with that in September, October is to build on whatever we've been working on with YCD in terms of getting more folks to focus on affordable housing in the Bayview.
I love that. And you know who to call when you come to the Bayview because I'm a resident.
Yes, I'm going to call you and the African American Cultural Heritage District as well.
Yes, yes, indeed. Well, Fay, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time with us today on Thursday Thoughts. I'm going to pass it over to Angelica.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Tomorrow, we're going to be having our weekly Feature Fridays What's Open SF live stream at our Sunday Streets Facebook page at noon. And then tune in to get these gift cards. Super exciting. Our Associate Director, Katie Birnbaum, will be giving you tips on the best small businesses in the Excelsior. So for our next Thursday Thoughts, we will be having Maribel Ramirez from the Excelsior Action Group. So we're going to be here at the Livable City Facebook page, still at noon, and that'll be on August 6th. So till then, stay well, stay healthy. Thank you, everyone.
Wear a